Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gridiron Gals podcast. I'm Rita, the NFL chick.
And hey, everybody, it's Chelsea, aka Chelsea's right.
We are at the week 7 portion of the NFL season,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot has happened. Chels, the trade deadline is coming soon, and there's already been some trades. So let's get it started. Devontae Adams finally made his way out of Las Vegas. He is now a New York Jet. And
Mm.
uh Devontae went on the Aaron Rodgers ended up back on the Pat McAfee show, and somehow Devontae Adams peeked his head into the interview while Aaron Rodgers was doing the interview. Show us that he was, in fact, already he must have got the first thing smoking, shorty. But he is already there. And ironically, a guy who has not played in the last couple of weeks due a quote unquote hamstring injury will, in fact, be playing this weekend as a new
Amazing. God is so good.
all the time, honey.
Oh.
As a result, Mike Williams, who fell on the Monday night game, and interception ensued as a result, is on the trade block with this Devontae Adams news. So,
Mm-hmm.
what does this mean for the quarterback, Aaron
Uh-oh.
Rodgers and company?
So I think Coach Aaron is trying to put together a team that can possibly go deep into the playoffs because either you going deep into the playoffs or all of this is for naught. And you know, who are me to question the judgment of Coach Aaron? If that's what he feels like he needs to, because it's not him,
Mm-hmm.
it's the pieces around. We need better wide receivers. We need all of this. It's not him. No, no, no. So yeah, you either go after doing stuff like this and lose, firing your head coach after what were they 3-2 when they fired him or something like that.
Yeah, I
It
think
was
so.
it wasn't, yeah. Yeah, you either going deep into the playoffs or this is a waste of time. But coach knows best.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, obviously Devontae does give them a
Mhm.
threat at wide receiver, and then they have Garrett Wilson. But this is just
Mhm.
nothing but a Packers reunion party. They already got Alan Lazard there. Now they got Devontae Adams. Is Randall Cobb next in line? I mean, what are we doing? Putting the
I
pips
know.
back together? I'm just confused. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, and,
Yeah.
and, and this is not even obviously we know that Devontae is he's going to impact this football team. I'm just making a point, like, why does it that Aaron Rodgers get to say I want my old team back, and then they just be like, oh, okay, whatever you want? I mean, he's not the same quarterback that he used to be. I gotta assume he's about 40 years old at this point. He ain't
Mhm.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady got
Mm-mm.
now 7 championships. He has one. His one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, why does he have so much free reign? And y'all can say whatever y'all want about, oh, he ain't doing. No, we know who's pulling the strings. Aaron Rodgers is absolutely the puppet master in this whole scenario, whether it
Yep.
be the firing of Salah, whether it be, the getting Devontae, and then putting Mike Williams on the trade block. All of this has him all over it, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I honestly don't have anything. Like they are such a shit show. It's just like I feel like we already know we have not put anyone in the volcano more times than Aaron Rodgers.
I
At
feel
this point,
no.
he has we have to find something different because he's just too much.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. Another trade that we have heard, Amari Cooper leaves the Cleveland Browns, goes to the Buffalo Bills. So it feels like, and look, good for the Bills. I want to say that. And this, I mean, not good for the
Mhm.
Ravens if you're a Ravens fan or the rest of the AFC, because they definitely needed a guy on the outside. They were
Right.
not going to go far in the playoffs without one, and they had to bring in one. Um, just crazy how they let Stephon go because she did have one, but hey, that's a conversation for another day. But to the Browns, does this look like soft quitting or quiet quitting to you, Chels?
S- eh, eh, I is it soft or quiet? It sounds loud.
You
It
feel like
sounds
this is
loud
loud
to me.
quitting?
Oh, this is loud. We want to trade away our WR1. And you still competing for the season? No. You got to stick with the nasty man because you didn't pay him too much money. So why would you trade him away? Trade him away for picks? That sounds like a team that's building. Um, I, sounds like you've loudly quit to me, even though they say, "Oh no, this isn't it for the season." No, I don't know. It is.
Yeah. I
Yeah, it
mean,
is.
um,
11 more games. Is it 11 more games or the 10 more games? However, you're done here.
I do think that getting Nick Chubb, I
Mm.
say Bradley.
Hey, I was
Uh,
gonna go along with you because that
yeah,
sounded right.
no,
Mhm.
Nick Chubb back when he gets back will help, right? But I also don't know how dominant he'll be because the injury that he had was so bad that I just don't know. We got to see him play to know how much quote unquote back he
Back
really
here,
is,
yeah.
right? But ultimately, yeah, I don't know, friend. Like I don't know. It definitely feels like you're quitting. I don't know if it's quiet or loud or whatever. It just feels like, well, these wide receivers are being wasted. You just got Jerry Judy, so you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you can't trade him. I just don't think that you will because you just got him this past off season.
Yeah,
Amari's
so
been
that
there
yeah,
2 years,
yeah, a
so you
couple of years,
can
yeah.
kind of move on. I do think it's weird though. Like Amari has been moved around quite a bit. This is his fourth team, if I'm doing the math. Oakland,
It says
Dallas,
Oakland, Dallas. This is his third. No, yeah, this is his fourth team. Oakland, Dallas,
Cleveland, and now the
Cleveland,
Bills.
and now the
Why
Bills.
is he so easily traded with a guy with his talent? I think I'm confused.
So I don't know why the Cowboys did that. I know that there are times when Amari Cooper could go cold on you, can go like, you know how like you just like I'm gonna put myself in the corner. He would do that sometimes. Like he would disappear in games sometimes. And I think with
Mm,
the Cowboys, a couple of things happened. Disappearing in games and when he went and got COVID because he was out there at the Mavericks game. He was resistant to getting vaccinated
right.
when everybody was. And then he went and, this was during like when we were in the pandemic, like, hey, everybody just sit down and I think he went to like a Mavericks game, no mask on or whatever, and he had COVID and he missed 2 games. And when you are WR1, you miss 2 games. I believe we might have lost those 2 games. I think it was just a culmination of things. And sometimes people don't really want to be dealing with no knucklehead. Like you might be really good, but people don't want to keep on telling you what to do all the time and telling you, hey man, clean up your locker. Hey man, do this. Hey man, take the vaccine. Hey man, stay at home doing this. Hey man, like you don't want to keep on doing all that talking. So I think that it was like you had to take take account of all of the things that have happened and say, what could we lose now? I the Amari Cooper trade, I was just like, what's going on? But you didn't replace him with another number one at that time. So like that's what I think Cowboys fans was just like, why would y'all do something like that? But I think it was just like a perfect storm. A- he may have taken that perfect storm with him
Okay.
because why him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crazy.
Why
I
him?
mean, I'm just curious. He's a talented player, but
Yeah, and the Cowboys did not get that much for him. But
yeah.
to be fair, the Cowboys unloaded his salary.
Well, then
So yeah,
so then that works.
so they didn't get, but they unloaded his salary. So yeah, definitely. But when you are, maybe you be acting like a knucklehead sometimes. You ain't really following the rules. You do what you want to do. You're a superstar, whatever, whatever. Because Amari's been a superstar as long as he's probably picked up in football. You can make it things easier on people. Like, and you got a $25 million salary hit. Let's get rid of this. Let's offload
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah.
Well, like I said, it does make the Bills, it does booster them up 1,000%, man. They
Oh,
definitely needed a guy like Amari Cooper in order to compete down the road in the playoffs. And I think that they got just that with
Yeah.
Amari Cooper. So, yeah, it looks like it's scary times. All right, Charles, we got to get into it. We got to have this conversation that we got to have about your guy, Jerry Jones. If you haven't heard by now, Jerry Jones had a outlash when he was on his radio show on 105 The Fan with Sean Sheriff, basically saying, he was upset about the questions. It was about the off season. And he said that, if he don't ask the right questions, he was going to pay somebody else to do it. And then when asked about the outburst, Charles, he refused to apologize about it and said, quote, "The facts are that if I'm going to be grilled by the tribunal, I don't need it to be by the guys that I'm paying. I can take it from fans and of the
Mm.
people. I take a lot of pride about how fair and how much I try to work with the media. We're brothers and sisters, but I was a little bit frustrated there today." Those were his words after being asked about his comments. And so, this came after the Cowboys lost to the Lions, which I don't know how you would have been able to come up with a good question after that type of game. And so, this feels like projection as far as I'm concerned. So, you are Cowboys, the house Cowboys fan. Tell us when you heard this, your thoughts and how you feel about what he said.
So first of all, Sean Sheriff is a good guy. He's a mutual follow on Twitter. He makes a lot of sense. I watch clips of the show and stuff like that. Jerry is on this show on a weekly basis. He has a relationship with these gentlemen. This is not some random person asking a question. I think that it was a culmination of a few things. One, Jerry had the worst birthday ever. Okay, the Cowboys lost 47-9 on his birthday to a team that we have beat the last 6 times we played them. Um, and I think that also the question is something that Jerry probably grapples with himself. You didn't do anything in the off season. The issues that the Cowboys have now are the issues that we came into the season with, and we have added insult to injury, literally, by losing Tank, by losing Micah Parsons. We did not come into the season with a running game. CD Lamb and Dak need a get along shirt. So, like, you have all of these issues that Jerry knows. I think that he full well knows that John was um right, but he's being sensitive, and he's prideful. Um, Jerry is an old billionaire who is in everybody's business too much. He is way too mixy in this thing. He is literally in everything. He does not need to be the GM. He's not a good GM. He's out of touch. He's not forward thinking. He puts an unnecessary emphasis on players that we either should let go or should something. Um, he thinks that just the aura of him, or the like his presence can inspire. Like, you see, like they were at the Star one time during practice, and he lands his helicopter in the middle of practice. Like, who, Jay, what the fuck you think you are, Jay? Get that shit the fuck out of here. Like, what are you talking about here? What are you talking about? Like, you're not this is not the Kansas City Chiefs. You landing your helicopter, you stunting. So I think that the thing that we know is that Jerry has created a masterful brand. Like, when we talk about billionaires and when you talk about businessmen, that is a businessman. He know how to make the money. He knows how to market, and he knows that no one can sell the Cowboys brand better than him. What I would like for him to do is do that. Sell the brand, be the face of the brand. Get a GM. Get somebody that is young, innovative, forward thinking, respected, skilled, and knows what they're doing. And let's get off of this get out of this hellscape that we're in. As long as Jerry Jones is the general manager of the team that he also owns, that team is not going to be successful. Jerry is a football guy. He has played football. He knows football. He is a football guy. He's 82 years old. Football, when he played, ain't the football now. And you can't um well intention your players into playing well. If your team is lacking things, you cannot inspire them to play better. Yeah, not inspire them to be better than what they are. If pieces are missing, you fill in for those pieces. You can't just say, "Oh, well, we just the guys we have are just going to have to play better." Yeah, well, y'all ain't going to win no games. And you're going to get embarrassed on TV like you were on Sunday. So you spent the sweet in your birthday, spent drinking your Johnny Walker Blue Label and watching your team get routed. And it's your fault. And I think that that's where the crew at 105, the fan, were trying to get at. Like, Jerry, this is your fault. Like, the Cowboys fans hate Jerry, like the Commanders fans hated Dan Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Snyder was a much worse owner, I think.
Yeah.
But they hate him. They hate him. This is your fault. And I think he knows that. And I think that's why he's mad. And he's just like, oh, and then also those guys work for Odyssey. So if you it would be crazy. And of course he's flexing, oh, I'll get somebody else to ask these questions. Hey, you can choose not to go on the show. You can choose not to go on the show or do whatever you want to do, but the beat goes on, Jerry. Other people are going to start questioning you too. If you was on social media, you would see people saying the same thing. You are the general manager that needs to go away. So that's just how I feel about it. Also, now I checked out of that game, girl. What?
I
What?
know what. I know what. Look, one thing we gonna do if the vibes is bad, shorty, we gonna move it along. I don't even look. I don't even have it in me. I'm too old to be having my blood pressure go up over no football game.
Oh,
So
oh, what? I treat myself better than that.
how about it?
I
I
treat
feel
myself
it.
better than that.
Couple
No.
things.
Mm-mm.
First and foremost, him threatening to fire them and bringing new people is fascism. I'm just gonna say it. It's very fascist in terms of thinking you can just replace them and have somebody do what you want them to do. And it's disgusting. Okay, because you were talking about people's livelihoods here that were doing their jobs. And we sit here and complain about journalism. And then when journalism is done the way that it should be, you want to
Mhm.
threaten them with not having a job. It's fascist. Secondly, Jerry Jones is 82 years old. And I do have to wonder how much his cognitive skills are a part of what's going on with him, which means he should not be a GM of a football team if I'm questioning his cognitive skills. And so there's that part. The problem is that he is the owner and nobody's going to step in because who's got more power than him to do it. Thirdly, you are 82 years old. You need to be doing something other than being on the fucking radio show. I don't know. Since you're the GM, you need to be GMing. I don't know. Like, you shouldn't be doing the fucking radio show. Radio shows are for players. Radio shows are for anybody else, but not you, sir. So, and then lastly, the best way to brand a product is to put a winning product on the field. Now, yes, I know that we know that the Cowboys in previous years have won in terms of like getting to the playoffs. However, it feels like that this is a downslide this year. With after you sign two of your best players, and you didn't do enough to help either of those guys in terms of getting a running back like Derrick Henry that was available, and probably would have gone back to Dallas, and because he's from there,
Mhm.
and probably would have picked Dallas over Baltimore. So if we talk about this brand thing, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care
Me
about
neither.
brands because winning brands. Winning is what brands. No one was thinking about the Kansas City Chiefs before Patrick Mahomes got there. But
No.
you know why you see red everywhere? It's because they won some championships. And so branding with winning comes branding. It's actually the easiest way to brand any fucking
Easy. You ain't got to do
when
nothing
you
else.
win something. So I don't care about how he's marketing and how he's branding. He's doing a disservice to those people that play for his team.
Mhm.
And I don't think there's anything that can be done until we be saying rest in peace to Jerry Jones. Quite
Oh,
frankly.
unless his son, I mean, his children need to take over and need to pull him up out of there. Like I know they had him tied down in the closet somewhere during that draft with John to keep him from drafting Johnny Manziel. Child, they said that man was about to hit the button. He wanted him some magic. Child, he wanted
Mm,
Johnny Manziel up there, and they said Steven and the other boy, other Churn or whatever, they had that man tied down like, oh, you will not. And you know who we got in that draft? Zach Martin.
mhm,
Got
mhm.
Zach Martin in that draft. As far as just to go back to like the cognitive thing, I think that with the election and all of that thing, I think we'd have started talking about like the cognitive thing a lot. Um, and there is age related cognitive things. But what you are seeing is ego. Okay, and when your ego is this way, you are very sensitive, you are very reactive, can't nobody tell you nothing. He is one of the most popular people in NFL lore, okay? And you can't tell him nothing. He goes on this weekly show, he thinks that they're his friends, okay? They are doing a job.
Yeah.
They watched a piss poor production from the team that they support. And now you think that you're gonna get roses and daffodils on that morning show? You know,
What was you
What
supposed to say? What was you
what is he
supposed to
supposed to
say?
say?
What was he
You
supposed
know,
to say? I
how
don't
do you
know.
feel? Do you think that there's some things that should have been addressed in the off season? He like, why don't you talk about all the good that we've done, boy?
Well, no, we're
Hey,
talking about the game from yesterday. Like literally, it happened. We
man,
can't ignore it.
you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. So everything can't be the way you want it to be. If you want to
No.
control something, let me tell you what's funny about that, because there are podcasts and the podcast crews that are produced as a part of Dallas Cowboys organization, funded by Dallas Cowboys organization, recorded at the Star. They go in. They go in
Is he a
on what's
part of that
going on.
though?
He doesn't go on there. He
Right.
must not
And that's
listen.
fine.
He
And that's
must
fine.
not listen. Yeah. Well, also because that ain't, he wants to get on the radio. So we'll see. It's been interesting. But the support for that radio crew has been overwhelming. Like
Yeah,
people are
good.
like, thank you for saying what we want to say. And Jerry needs to hire a GM.
Yep.
You need to
I
hire a GM.
1000%. The next oldest GM from Jerry is 60 years old. I just wanted to put that
Hey.
into perspective for
Mhm.
people that are interested in knowing how that goes. So that is that. Ravens and Commanders. First and foremost, it is the battle of the Beltways with an S, not one, because we don't share a Beltway. I'm really fucking tired of y'all saying battle of the Beltway in a singular. DMV has 495. Baltimore has 695. So it was the battle of the Beltways. Okay? Battle of the Beltways. Okay?
People don't
Uh
know geography around these parts.
clearly. And CBS was irking my soul. But it happened. Did you have an opportunity to watch?
Oh, I did watch that. I absolutely
Okay.
watched. And I was like, please, God, I have to live here. Please, Jesus. Come on, Lamar. Come
By
on,
here she
Lamar.
means DMV because I'm the Baltimore, she's the DMV girl.
Yes, I please. I can't. They happy, Lord. We don't want that. So I was pleased with the outcome. And I was pleased that the Ravens didn't pull that fourth quarter. Hey, we just going to go to happy hour now. So I was really happy about that. I thought it was an excellent game. And shout out to both quarterbacks. Like I like the competition. Like I actually like the little rivalry thing. I like even more that y'all sent them right back on down 95. Get the highway.
A
Drive right
couple.
past Orioles Park. Get right on down there.
Oh, that's funny. I a couple things. There was some like Ravens fans that was mad because it was a lot of Commanders fans there. I'm not mad at all about it. Those tickets prices were ridiculous. So some people probably sold their
Oh,
tickets and paid for their entire season for their tickets. If somebody's willing to pay a stupid amount of money, hey, let them. Okay.
Hey, if you're
And
gonna be dumb, who am I to stop you?
that's what I'm saying. I'm clear. Look, and they
Mhm.
happy that they finally got a quarterback. So they paid all the stupid money. Let them, y'all. That's not what it looks like every week in that stadium. Who cares? And then on top of that, the proximity makes it what it is too. You know what I'm saying? So they're right down the street. So they can get to it, and they're not spending money to travel to get there. You know what I'm saying? So they can afford to spend the money to get into the stadium. I wouldn't pay that kind of money that they was off. Them ticket prices was ridiculous. It looked like a
Dumb.
playoff game. I would never. Okay. I promise you. I wasn't there and I would never. But whoever paid it, good for you. If you're a Ravens fan and you paid it, that wasn't, from Baltimore, good for you. You saw your team win. If you was a Commanders fan, well, you paid all that money to see them lose. So whatever, it is what it is, as long as you had a good time. I think overall, though, it was fun. I think that Jaden Daniels has a bright future. And while it's great, it irritates me because what's happening now is Commanders fans, because they've been down so bad, to me, they're borderline disrespectful. And it irritates me.
Borderline.
Now you got
They
now
are
you got home.
okay.
Now you talked a lot of shit about Lamar, and I blocked a lot of
Mhm.
y'all after that Bengals game. And I was rooting for y'all because I needed y'all to win.
Mhm.
But then you talked a lot of shit about Lamar, and then Lamar ain't do nothing but come in and be the better quarterback. And by better, yes, I'm talking about in every statistical category, and you can look it up, including QBR. And that is it after the pick, which really wasn't a pick, which is probably why his QBR was high, because
Mhm.
Mark Andrews probably got to catch that ball. So look, I understand you being excited. Y'all are talking mad shit. Y'all are so disrespectful. I don't like it. I want you to be excited about Jaden without disrespecting other quarterbacks. And now the next person that they've moved along is Caleb Williams, who they flexed that game to 425 as a result. And now they talking greasy about Caleb Williams, who is also 4-2, by the way. After, he
Hey,
had a shaky start, but he's coming into form. So enjoy your quarterback. But you don't gotta be disrespectful to other quarterbacks, particularly the black ones. I can see if
yes.
I was talking about Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, he's struggling a little bit, but the ones that are actually playing good, y'all doing too much. And this is why people be wanting y'all to lose. This behavior is exactly why people want y'all to lose.
That
1,000%.
100%, 100,000%, absolutely. And Caleb can slang that thing, so let's not get that twisted at all. He about to put on some ruby red fingernail polish, and he about to light that secondary up, daddy. You better hope that thing gonna be like superstar.
He said, "Oh, y'all gonna talk about me?" I would love for him to put
Catch that. Catch that.
the Prince symbol on it though, so he could just be
I
like, "Come on, do it. Come on, do it, Caleb. Channel your inner
wait.
Prince, Caleb.
I
Channel
can't
your
wait.
inner Prince, cause they out here saying that you ain't the best, shorty. Channel your inner
Mhm.
Prince. Bring it out of you."
Yeah. And not to, jump the topic too much, but how about that though? They was calling my boy a bust.
They
They said
did.
that man was a bust. They gave him one
After
week and
like
was
two
like,
or three
bust.
games, dog. 2 or 3 games, which all of these guys, probably except for Jaden, should be sitting anyway, and developing anyway. But after 2 or 3 games, they said the kid was a bust. Now look at him playing well.
A bust. Child, people just be talking
Disrespectful.
about the sports ball. They don't know what they're talking about.
Don't know what they talking about, friend. Do not know what they are talking about. And I am excited to see how this goes. All right. It is NFL week 7. We'll do our 2B game of the week last this time, and we'll go through the other games. By the time you hear this this podcast, the Broncos and Saints will have played. But I mean, for shits and giggles, who would you pick anyway?
I'm gonna pick the Broncos.
Yeah, I
Their
think
defense
Spencer
can handle the
Rattler.
Saints. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Who?
Spencer Rattler is the quarterback for the Saints, and while Spencer got a little bit of thing, That Broncos defense is nasty business. So
Yeah, yeah. Is this
I'm
his
with you
first
on.
week out?
Well, he played last week.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm watching.
against the
Okay.
Bucks, and the Bucks skull dragged them.
Oh,
So,
hey, yeah, I can stick with my pick. Okay.
we got Seahawks at Falcons.
Mm. Seahawks at Falcons. I'm gonna go with the hot Falcons. Look at them. Sitting
Me
nice
too,
and
friend.
pretty at 4-2. I'm gonna go with them.
Going with the hot Falcons at home as well. Titans at Bills.
Yeah, the Titans are trash. I'm going with the Bills.
Okay.
Mhm.
This could be the 2B game, but it's not. I got a better one. Because I'm picking the Bills too, friend. But Bengals at Browns.
Bengals, don't I'm going with the Bengals. Don't get embarrassed. Do not get
Uh,
embarrassed.
by the lowly Browns, please do not get
Please don't.
embarrassed. Texans at Packers. This is good. This is good.
I feel like my two nephews against each other. Ooh, I am going to give the Texans, who are 5-1. I'm going to give them a. I think the Packers at home. It's that home that field that home field advantage. I think will lift us. So I'm going to go with the Packers.
I'm on the love train. Everybody knows it. I love Jordan Love. I
Yeah.
am picking the Packers as well. Dolphins at Colts.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, friend. I forgot all about the Dolphins. They still in the league. I forgot all about the Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Colts just because I forgot the Dolphins were still playing, child.
Well, I've been forgetting to. Yeah, Colts it is. Lions at Vikings. This is good. This is good.
Hey, baby, we got a lineup this week. Come on, Vikings. Y'all gonna be at home. You can't give up. So only what, two undefeated teams, and the Vikings are one of them. I'm gonna go with the
Yep.
Vikings. The Vikings. Go ahead,
I'm
y'all.
going with the Lions, Shorty. I don't know. They playing good football right
Hey, you
now.
can't use the California, Lord. You can't use the Cowboys as a measuring stick.
No, I'm not. I just
That's a
no.
scrimmage.
The Lions are playing good football, man, and this is a divisional matchup. Anything goes. I'm picking the Lions
Okay.
in this game. Eagles at Giants.
I'm going to pick the Eagles, but the Giants be doing some strange stuff sometimes. Like if the Giants fuck around and win this, I actually wouldn't be surprised. I'm picking the Eagles, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm the same way, friend. I just pick
Yeah,
the Giants. Fuck it. I'll pick the
go
Giants. I'll
ahead,
do it.
go ahead.
I'm
Throw
like,
caution to the wind.
why do I feel like that they could pull out this game? I don't know, but I do feel it. I feel it, friend. I feel
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
So I am going with the Giants while Chels goes with the Eagles. Raiders at Rams.
Hey, quick question. Did you know the Rams was 1-4?
Yes, I did, but I am surprised in that. But I'm not surprised in that because no Puka and no
Cooper.
Cooper Cup.
Yeah. The Raiders at the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I don't have any reason. I'm just gonna go with the Rams.
All right. Panthers at Commanders. I mean, all right.
And don't let that be a trap game, but I'm going with the Commanders. They should be able to handle the Panthers very easily.
Super Bowl rematch Chiefs at 49ers.
I'm going with the Chiefs. 49ers, I don't know what y'all got going on. I'm going with the Chiefs.
I don't really know what the 49ers got going on either, friend. And the
Yeah.
Chiefs just got a fucking four-leaf clover stuck up their ass. So I am going with the Chiefs as well. Jets at
Mm.
Steelers.
Oh, uh, let's see. Unless I'll go with the Steelers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think Devontae Adams brings them some life on that
You think that
offense.
hamstring gonna be lubed up?
Oh, that the hamstring is fine, friend. I promise you, ain't nothing wrong with that hamstring. And the 2B game of the week. Yeah, I made that up. Is we have
Wait a minute, you ain't finished the Monday night game, did you?
that was the Monday night game. The Jets and the Steelers was the Monday night game.
No, Jets
Um,
and the Steelers is the Sunday night game. Monday is the Ravens and the
oh
Bucks.
snap! It's actually two of them. My bad. My
Hey,
bad. Um,
my friend got a
thank you.
thinking problem. I'm
I
sitting
do
there looking like,
definitely got a thinking problem right now.
you
So now
got
I
a
gotta go
thinking
do.
problem.
Now I gotta do my Tubi game of the week sound bite all over again. All right,
Yep,
my bad, y'all.
girl.
Yeah, I don't know what got over me.
Hey,
Ravens at Bucks on Monday. That's the first of two games on Monday night.
hey, when do we start doing? What is happening here?
I hate it. I hate
Um,
it.
it's so dumb. And the second game don't start till 9 o'clock. Are y'all on drugs?
Yes, they
Anyway,
are.
I'm picking the Ravens.
Yeah, the Bucks defense loves to give up rushing yards. It should be a high scoring game, but I think the Ravens somehow pull this out. And the Chargers at Cardinals as well.
Mm, that stank. I'm going with the Chargers, but that game stank.
I'm gonna go with the upset. Little Kyler Murray running
Oh,
around,
little tank tank.
little tank running around, finding a way to get in the win column. Okay, now the to be game of the week is NFL football again at 9:30, and that will be the 1-5 New England Patriots versus the 1-5 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, I want y'all to save network time and don't put that on the TV.
Well, that's why it's the Tubi game of the week.
Don't even Tubi that. God damn. Yeah, that's terrible. That's a terrible game. What a putrid game. Okay. No. That's 100% the Tubi game of the week.
Pick one, friend.
Oh, I gotta pick a winner?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Okay.
Um, hey, I'm with you, Drake May. Go ahead. I'll pick the Patriots.
She is with Drake May and the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Jaguars because the Patriots have no offensive line. I mean, I'm back there blocking essentially. So I am going with the Jaguars to find a way to win at their second home of sorts. So that is the week 7 picks. And again, do not use our picks for your parlays because we are just doing it off of vibes and nothing
You
else,
might lose
nothing
your
more.
money. If you want to
All
throw
right.
money away, send it to us.
If you missed college football on Saturday, you missed a doozy of a day. I actually had this day circled on my schedule, October the 12th, and I wanted to make sure that for the most part I was able to see, and they were so many great games. Your Alabama Crimson Tide, they squeaked out a win against the
Like,
Carolina Gamecocks. Squeaked it out.
like by the hair or their chinny chin chin. I like to
It was a
watch.
very drunk game, very
It
drunk,
was
very.
drunk. It was like all of the things. It was very Murphy's Law. What can happen, what can go wrong will go wrong. Like
Yep,
how often does an onside kick, how often is that successful?
yep.
And here it is. Like everything happened in that game. And so like I don't like to be on the receiving end of a game like that. I like to watch other people suffer. I don't like to suffer. And as an Alabama fan, I am getting used to this, to watching them struggle. Well, that didn't start this year. I'm gonna be clear. That did not start this year. Regardless of people thinking that Nick Saban is the reason, because we saw what happened last year against USF. That did not start this year. But I don't like to be on the receiving end. But once the game was over and it went my way, I could understand. Like that was a fantastic game. And a lot of times the good college games are the ones that are just so absolutely drunk
Ridiculous.
that you cannot turn it with like in seconds. You can't go to the bathroom, you can't refill your drink, you can't go get some more wings because you're gonna miss something. You're gonna miss something. So it was a fantastic game. Bama has a lot of work to do. That line is eesh, ugh.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, I mean, listen, I know we love Milrow, but sometimes he got a thinking problem. Sometimes he can't get right.
What? Not
Sometimes he
LANK.
hey, sometimes LANK, sometimes Lank is got a little thinking problem. Sometimes he is a little can't get right. But once he got it to the point where, like, all right, I'm gonna have to do this myself. Hey, why you ain't think of that earlier? Put the team on
Mhm,
your back, boy.
mhm.
You can run, you big as hell, they can't stop you. Do it, And
Do it.
then of course South Carolina got cocky. They got cocky. We turning the ball over. We gave them every opportunity to win.
And they was turning it right back.
They was giving it, hey, we interception in the end zone. They said, hey, don't worry, we're gonna fumble it right here. You're gonna get it back almost where you lost it.
They said, "Got a fumble, give it right back." Got a fumble, give it right back.
Hey,
And that,
hey.
that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened, man. That's what it was
So
like. What the hell, dog? That was wild. It was wild, but wild in the most entertaining way possible. It's what make college football as great as it is. Um, sorry that I was enjoying it while you were while you was going
and
through it, but
I
I
was in
mean, I
hell.
ain't have a dog in the fight.
I was in
Um,
hell.
yeah, I know, friend. I was in hell too because Florida had an opportunity to beat the Vols. And thank you, Billy Napier, for the dumbass shit that you did because that's why they lost the game. So fucking tired of him. But yeah, I get being close and then just being
Mhm.
like, this is not fun. This is
This is
not
not fun.
fun.
This is
So
not fun. I thought
uh
I would, I needed Florida to. I was like, I need Florida to knock them down a peg. I thought
yeah.
it was gonna happen. That
Well,
was
they did
another
get
good
knocked
game.
down. They did get knocked down in the rankings as a result of that because they were 14.5 point favorites or 13.5.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know.
okay, okay.
And they went to overtime. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, that's essentially how that went. Other games that we saw, Cam Rising, grand closing for Utah. They lost to Arizona State, and now he is out for the year. And apparently, he could potentially be eligible for an 8th year. I want you to go be a family man, Cam. Go be a family man.
Leave us alone.
Leave us alone.
You are 37.
Got to be.
Join the coaching staff.
Join the
You're
army
right there
while
already.
you still got time. While you still
You
got
can be
time. Join the army while
assistant
you still got time.
assistant quarterback coach. The position is right there. Assistant
Because
quarterback coach. Graduate
that's what you've
assistant.
been
Well,
doing anyway.
yeah. Like, I don't know. Only thing Cam Rising is doing for me is he got a cool ass name. Like, that's a
That's
dope
it.
ass name, dog.
That's
That's a
it.
dope ass name. And that's it. Hey, we were waiting. The time is never gonna come. Please leave us alone and go
Leave
fill
us
out your
alone.
application down at the Target.
Yeah, please go fill it. Like I
I'm
said,
not.
or you got time to go to the army.
You got
Cam Rising is a perfect name for somebody in the military. So go ahead and Cam and do your thing. Oregon gets one away from Ohio State as Ohio State went to Oregon. This is the Big Ten, which is so stupid and ridiculous. But that was another really good game. Oregon starting to come along, friend. They starting to look
Dan
championship
Lanning said, y'all
worthy.
gonna put me in the conversation. Y'all ain't been running your mouth about me. You gonna talk about me.
Well, the first couple of weeks they didn't
They didn't
deserve it.
they didn't deserve it.
But
They didn't.
now they deserve the conversation,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
beating Ohio
Hmm.
State because they were number 2 and number 3, beating Ohio State does that. Now we're having the conversation. So welcome
Hmm.
to the party, Dan Lanning. We're having the conversation now about and I want to say
Hmm.
everybody knows I love Big Ellie from the New York Liberty, but the Oregon Duck is my favorite second mascot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love him.
He's having the
He's
time of his life.
freaking great. And
Hmm.
I want to be a mascot. I want to be him in my next life. I would like to be the Oregon mascot in my next life. I'm just saying. LSU over Ole Miss. That was good. That was very, very good. This is a team, Ole Miss, that many people thought was going to be in position to, run the SEC West and
SEC.
the West in the division, and they got 2 losses. And your boy over there, your boy Kiffin Lane, is just be posting Gator pictures all day on the internet after losses.
Hey, cry in your visor. I love it when he loses. He's a cocky motherfucker, boy. He is cocky. But like he also is just like so unserious.
Very
You know, and I'm
unserious.
just like, why come y'all don't be talking about them, boy? Bama do something, and everybody, the Paul Feinbaum can't even get nobody, the line tied up. And here go Lane Kiffin. I hope I hope they talked about him this week.
Well, Lane Kiffin, like you said, is already an unserious person. I mean, he's a guy that has done nothing but fail up in
Hell
his
up.
entire career.
Hmm.
He was the coach of the Oakland Raiders. He was the coach of USC. Remember what he did at Tennessee? He left them and then he trolled them the entire time after he left them.
Hmm.
Then he had all the, I think, Florida Atlantic. He had a job, and now he's at Ole Miss. And again, if you go to his timeline, he like posts pictures of gators. It's very fucking weird. So no one takes Lane Kiffin seriously. Nobody. And I don't know what that means for the team that he has. Do they take him seriously either? But also, too, does that quarterback have a thinking problem? Because did you see how that game ended?
Hey, girl. I said, what y'all doing out here? Yes, he
Yeah,
had a thing. Yes, the answer is yes. Why
I
would
think
you
he
do
got a
that?
thinking problem.
I
Why would
think
he
I
do that?
tweeted that out. Like I said, hey, did you know where you were? Maybe he was
I
just
think
tired of playing.
I think he has a thinking problem. I think, yeah. Dart, Dart, that's his name. Got a thinking
Yeah.
problem, baby. Yeah, I'm sorry, friend. You
Yeah,
got to think
that may
about.
not. Yeah.
And then, of course, real quick, Colorado and Kansas State. That game was great just for the sense of the quarterback, Avery Johnson from Kansas State, is freaking hilarious. He scored, he ran in a touchdown and did the Dion dance.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Then people were on the sidelines, like asking him while he was on the bike, to stay warmed up to take selfies. And he was like grabbing phones, like grabbing their phones and taking
Taking a
selfies
selfie and throwing it back up to
and
him.
throwing it back up to him. Hey, man, that's what I be talking about. That's
He
what
said
I'm talking about.
that man
He said
said,
he
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
exactly. He said he enjoying the Colorado experience too, bro. So shout
Yeah.
out to Avery Johnson. And look, that boy can throw too, man. Like that boy can throw. That game was fun. I guess it didn't end till 2:30 in the morning. I'm telling you now, I was asleep, but I did watch as much as I could until I couldn't anymore because I had watched a whole slate of college football games that day.
I was up because I'm trying to figure out where I took my nap. Alabama sent me to sleep. Night time. Adrenaline crash. I'm trying to figure out, but I actually did stay up to 2:30 in the morning. And I paid for it the next day. But I did stay up to watch that. And then I'm like juiced up. Because when games like that, you get your
Yeah,
adrenaline
the
posted,
adrenaline.
then
Yeah,
you can't unwind and stuff. So that was a really good game. I enjoy watching Shador. I think Shador is great.
me
I
too.
don't enjoy him getting rocked, Shawty. They
Me either.
what?
Me either.
Woo.
Yeah,
Like I'm afraid the boy ain't gonna have nothing left.
I know.
And then also they lost they
Travis.
lost Travis Hunter during that game, and I was
Well, he'll
another
be back
player that
this week.
yeah, he'll be back. But yeah, it was a great game. That last weekend was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. Quick shout out to Mike Gundy for he got head butted. He didn't want to go on camera and do his weekly interview because his cow head butted him, and I guess he had a black eye. And if you have an animal at home, particularly like a dog or bigger, you know the struggle. You know how it goes. So
Hey,
uh,
you ain't never lied, Rita, because I first of all, when I saw that headline, baby, I laughed like hell. Because what the fuck was you doing out here? I got head butted by my cow. First of all, that's a big ass animal.
it's a huge animal.
You
So I
you
know
sure
that
you
bruise was
you sure you're not in the concussion protocol? Like that's a
bad.
big ass animal. But then the other part is also, like you said, I feel you. I done went to work with a busted lip behind my dog. I done had busted eye. Like a dog will just all of a sudden just move fast and headbutt you real quick, or jump up on you. I've had like my legs. I'm like, well, I can't wear no shorts because it's something look like Freddy Krueger got me. So I mean, having an animal sometimes means that you just gonna get beat up. So,
Right.
um,
It happens.
yeah, it happens. But also that maybe that cow know something. That cow might be feeling like us. Headbutt that fool because he's stupid. Headbutt him. Headbutt him.
Thanks. All right. It is volcano time. Who are we putting in the volcano this week?
Okay. So I put on the timeline that I had a little bit of a run in on Sunday. I'm going to call the woman a Karen because that's what she was. So we are putting this representation, this Karen, into the volcano. So I said I'm saving this for the podcast because she got to go in there. So I am at the grocery store Sunday morning. Of course, I had already been watching the games. I'm already very tired. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
little annoyed with my father, and I know that's your BFF, Rita, but there was no food in the refrigerator. And when I mean none, I mean I opened up the refrigerator, and you know when the smoke come out, not smoke, but you know the cold air come out. Hey, guess there's nothing in there. It's nothing in there. And so I'm like, it's Sunday, ain't nothing in there. I can't get a cup of coffee. I can't get no eggs, whatever. So I'm going to the grocery store and I'm doing one of those start from scratch shopping. So my cart is so full. And so I'm by myself. When I went into, I'm going to explain how I feel. It was cold when I went in the grocery store, had my sweatshirt on. It was hot when I came out. So I'm frustrated. My car is full of all kinds of stuff. So I got to take all this stuff out the back of the truck to make room for the groceries. I got to take off my sweatshirt. I'm hot. I'm listening to a book. In the book, I'm irritated by what I'm hearing. Like it was a lot going on. So the way I was parked and put the visual is the truck, and there was spaces open on either side of me, and then further to the left was the where you turn in your grocery carts. And so I had the back doors open, I had the side doors open. I'm trying to put everything in. So if you were to come up and you wanted a parking spot, you could park on the right of me, but to the left of me, it's me in the parking space because I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my car. Like this is too much for me. So I'm putting everything in, I'm loading the car up, and this Karen walks past. She was a little short, little teeny little blonde lady. And she had on a Steelers jersey. Sunday mornings in the grocery stores, you see a lot of, you know, fans and stuff. So she walked past, and I had one AirPod in, and the other one I took out, so I could barely hear. But I know she walked past, and she did something like moving her hand, like with the cart, and then I took my AirPod out, and she said, "You should move your cart out of this space." Move your cart over so that people can have a chance to park, a place to park. Now, mind you, she's walking up to the grocery store. You've already parked. Also, Rita, there was a lot of spaces available, including the one on the other side of me. There's a lot of spaces available. So I said, bitch, mind your business. Now, I didn't yell it. I said it in my normal voice, but my normal voice is very loud. Also, I had my ear pods half in, half out, so I probably was louder. Now, mind you, by the time she never looked like she never said anything to my face. Everything because you know how they like throw the rock and hide the hand. So
Mm-hmm.
she was walking like so. It was like her back was to me, but she spun around when I said, "Bitch, mind your business." And when she spun around, I don't even know what she said, but I said, "Go shopping. This is nothing to do with you. Go shopping." Because see, let me tell you something. I'm not going to have a conversation with you. I'm not explaining nothing to you. I'm not reasoning with you. I'm not getting my camera out and showing off so I can post it later. I don't care about identifying you. Go shopping and get out of my face.
Mm-hmm.
So she's walking up and she's still now, she never walked back towards me, but she's further down and turned around. And I'm just saying, go shopping. This is nothing to do with you. Mind your business. And
Mm-hmm.
so shout out to the brother. It was a brother. He was further up. And as I'm thinking about it, Rita, I think that he probably could hear much more of what she was saying than me. He had already put his groceries in the car and he was halfway in the car. He got out the car, stood there, put his hands in his pocket. He looked at me. He said, "You good?" I said, "I'm good." And he looked at her. He said, "You dead ass wrong." I said, "Hey, hey, when we talk about protect black women, that's what we mean." He said, "You dead ass wrong." And she said something to him. He said, "This parking lot is full of open spaces. Take your ass in that store."
Mm-hmm. And mind your business.
Hey. And he looked at me and I said, hey, and she, that, but she kept, hey, she never came back though. She kept, while she went on in that store, like he said. And so he looked at me again. He was like, what in the world is wrong with her? He said, there's a lot of spaces. I said, I know. He said, you was trying to get your stuff in the car. You was just loading your car up. He said, even if you wanted the space, you could have waited. So, I actually laughed about that moment. I thought, of course, I called you right away. I thought it was hilarious. I always joke about me never having the opportunity to have that experience. I was like, this done never happened to me. I can't wait. And lo and behold, when I am the most distracted, that's what happens to me. But I'm, shout out to that brother for making sure that I was good, and making sure and stepping saying what he had to say. There were a couple of other people that were around watching. They went right minded their business. They ain't get in it or whatever. And I hope that she had a rotten Saturday. I mean, Sunday. I hope she had a terrible Sunday. I hope that all of her Sunday dinner didn't come out good. I hope that the food tastes extra spicy to her. And she had a terrible day. So for that, Karen, and any other people who do not mind their business, into the volcano you go.
Okay, so we putting Kroger Karen in the volcano for not minding
Kroger
her
Karen.
business while Chels was shopping, and she had a Steelers jersey on, so fuck her. So, um,
Definitely.
Kroger Karen is going into the volcano. I am putting John Callis in the volcano, and I'm sure a
Oh,
lot of you don't
yeah.
know who John Callis is. Well, John Callis is the guy who went viral for being wearing his Ravens, jersey after the game and going down Federal Hill in Baltimore and hitting Commanders fans. There's clearly a video of him knocking two Commanders fans out,
Mhm.
and they don't look like that they are trying to fight anybody. And he just goes up and asserts violence on them. I don't know why that we haven't figured out who this guy is that recorded it, because in my opinion, he's an accessory. He's feeding into what he's doing. He's laughing, he's recording it, but maybe we'll find out in time who that is. But a warrant has been put out for his arrest. Now the streets say that he is down in Florida. So, me, I tagged Baltimore police and was like, they say he in Florida, so go find him, go pick him up. Um, because it is, people was like, oh, it's none of my business. It's white on white crime. No, it is my business, because at the end of the day, if this were to be a different person, if this were to be a person of a different race, we would not hear the end of this. So we're going to treat everybody the same. Thug behavior is thug behavior. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter who it
absolutely.
comes from. Black, white, Latino, red, green, brown, don't fucking matter. Thugs are thugs, period.
Mhm.
Okay. And what he was doing was out of line, thuggish, nasty, disgusting. And those people just appeared to be minding their business, going about what they were doing. And what he do? Go up to them and slumping them. That's not cool. It's not funny. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And so he's already lost his job. Sorry, because you fucked around and found. He said, I don't lose. Well, so far it look like you're losing, bro, because not only did you lose your job, you about to go to jail. Now, they said his father got a whole lot of money, and that he went to St. Paul, which is a very
Mm.
renowned school in this area. But hopefully money don't save him, because we got it on video, bro. And okay, if money do save you, I hope they sue the brakes off of you, brother.
Yeah.
I hope they sue you to an oblivion in civil court. So yeah, shout out to everybody who found out who this dude was, because the internet found out the very next day who the dude was, got his name, found his job, got him fired. Now he's arrested. So y'all want to keep putting crimes on video? Well, this is what's gonna happen, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And I wish they could find because the person who was videotaping was sicing it up so
That's what
much.
I'm
I was
saying.
like, "Are y'all all right out here?"
Terrible.
I could not, like, I couldn't understand how, like, just walking up to what? But you walked up to the right ones though.
Right. That's okay. And then you posted it on social media. Well, guess what? Now social media has done its job and found y'all. So good luck. And good luck to you,
Mhm.
the assessor, because they're gonna find you too at some point.
Yep.
Somebody's gonna
Yep.
tell. it's gonna be what it's gonna be. All right, Charles. Any final thoughts before we go?
So yeah, I do have a final thought. So I think the highlight of my week so far is I had the opportunity to see Stevie Wonder. Definitely one of my favorite artists, an immaculate writer. I just not enough good things can be said about him. And lately I've been trying to take advantage of seeing our great artists while they are here. I didn't get a chance to see Michael Jackson or Whitney. I did get a chance to see Prince. And I don't regret. I literally the year before he died, like just made it in there. So when the opportunity came up to be able to see Stevie, I was like, oh, I gotta go and do this. So he's on a tour, like a Heal Our Nation tour, which I'm gonna tell you, it is a campaign rally for Kamala Harris. That's what this tour is about. If y'all know Stevie, y'all know that he is an activist at all times. He has been down for us. He is for us. The happy birthday song that we sing all the time was a song he wrote for Martin Luther King, trying to get that, not Martin Luther King holiday. So like Stevie is the literal definition of about that life. It was Baltimore Westmore introduced Westmore, and the Obamas were there, introducing them. And the Obamas are royalty, you know, and it was just great. I mean, I was trying to, I don't even think I can remember because people are saying, what was his set list? And I'm like, listen, all I know is I was in full concert myself. I All I needed was a harmonica and I would have been good to go. I was in full
Right.
on the vibes in there was good. It was very reminiscent of a Frankie Beverly show, how the crowd is very, very engaged, singing along. We were in camaraderie with the fans around us. It was a very multicultural event. Like it was just awesome. So shout out to Stevie for putting out a great show, bringing out Morgan State's choir. The whole turned it into church time. Everybody knew the song. He brought out an artist named Shalea McDonald. On Instagram, she is Shalea Music. If you want to see somebody sing it down, she played Dorinda Clark on the Clark Sisters biopic, and she is bad to the bone. And she performed with Stevie and did some songs of her own. So it was just a great experience. I had a great time, and was able to share that experience with some great people. So that is, I'm still high off of that, still high off of that. So that's my final thought. Shout out to Stevie one time.
Yeah, that's dope. My first concert ever was a Stevie Wonder concert, and then I've seen him probably like as an adult twice. So I know how great Stevie Wonder is. I was unfortunately not able to go there. So that leads into my final thought. I was not able
Yeah.
to go to the Stevie Wonder concert, but I want to thank the Howard County Recs and Parks for having me. They had me speak the night of the Stevie Wonder concert for women and girls in sports, and they asked me to come and talk to the audience, which had a lot of women and girls that had won awards there. So I had the opportunity to do that, and yeah, it was a great experience. I was really nervous at first because it was a packed room, packed. Okay.
Mm.
But once I got to the flow of things, I was good. So it worked itself out. And shout out to everybody that came up to me and said they listened to the podcast, or I've seen some other things. So it was a great experience. And while I obviously wish I could have been there with Stevie, the next best thing is to be able to speak in front of people, and kill it, do a good job, I guess. So thanks again to Howard County Recs and Parks for the opportunity to speak to your crowd, and it was a great experience. So
Yeah,
we
I'm
want to
I'm
thank.
glad you mentioned that because I was gonna add that as another final thought because I believe in the shout outs. But I'm going to say I am very proud of you for that.
Well, thank you, friend.
Speaking to a room full of people is not easy.
Not at
I do
all.
it often, and I do it often. I've been doing it for years, and I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't. The anxiety doesn't go away,
Yeah, yeah. I
and
had to,
so
I worked it out. It was fine.
yeah, it's just like.
Sometimes, yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
knew
that
it
whole pretend like the
was.
room is naked, that don't work either.
I don't
It's
do that
just
though. I don't do that. I like to look around. at
Mhm.
people while I'm talking, and I like to be engaging, so I
Mhm.
don't like to, my mom was like, "Oh, just look straight, and just look," and I'm like, "No, well, I don't think that
Mm.
that's how you go about doing stuff like this. There's too many
Yeah.
people here to just look straight, so once I
Yeah.
got up there, it was fine. It was good.
Yeah, and you looked, very, very well put together, very
Well,
professional.
thank
You
you.
look like a professor of women's studies for Harvard University of something, like, very, very, like, on my latest,
Thank you so much.
yes, you look the part. You look the part, friend. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So, we want to thank you all for listening. Enjoy the games this weekend, particularly the college ones, and we'll talk to you next week.
Later.